Hello, welcome to another training video for Geesey Abbey Carpet. We're going to be going over our new follow-up program. As most of you may not have heard about this yet, we're going to go ahead and go through it step by step for you guys. We will be changing the sales process policy in your employee handbooks to reflect this new follow-up program. We've decided that we've got quite a few orders that we are missing, and I'm just going to check the camera here and make sure that it is actually running. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to learn how to do some follow-ups today. As most of us know, our sale process is pretty well defined in the employee handbook, what each individual person is supposed to be doing. It is a little outdated in the fact that it's more geared towards a single salesperson, but I think that it is explanatory enough. One of the things that it does state on there is to follow up, but it doesn't give actual guidelines to do that. Today we're going to set those guidelines. We're going to have some questions in your email, as we usually do with training videos. I would like those returned as soon as you can do them. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do a follow-up here. We're going to show you what we want done. So first thing you're going to want to do when you go do follow-ups, and my suggestion is to do these the same day every week, so you don't forget about them. If the first day of your week is Monday, you might want to do it Monday, or you can do it the last day of your week, or whatever works. Whatever is the best time for you to do them is probably the best way to do it. So I'm not going to say gotta call them on Monday or gotta call them on Friday. It's up to you, but it needs to be done, and we're going to have a way to track that whatever day you do it. So first thing you're going to do is go to quotes. And so that'll pull up your quote box. And we're going to go ahead and go to find. And now, if you look up here, we've got our normal things. So because I am in Mounds View, we're going to pull up the Mounds View ones, and we're going to go back 30 days. So 1 month is good enough. So we'll go back to December 23rd. And put in today's date for the 2, and that's quote date. So as you can see, these are from when they were entered in. We could do the measure date if you have a measure date on there, but usually this quote date is going to be sufficient to know when to get back to them. So let's go ahead and hit OK. Now, as you can see, this is what our quote screen looks like. We have our orders that have been exported, and we have our quotes that have nothing in these two blocks. So these are the ones that we need to follow up on. So let's go ahead and go to Vanessa Shinwin here and just show you what I want done. So first thing you're going to do when you go into this is this one's obviously a little bit older, getting close to 30 days. So this one we're going to want to contact here in the next day or two to get a hold of her. We could call her today, we could call her tomorrow, or the next day. So what we do is so we call her up. Obviously, here's her information, as we all know. If we need the information for the quote in order to talk to the person, we can do that. Now, once we talk to the person, we're going to ask them if they've made a decision yet. If they haven't made a decision on what they're going to do, if they are, when they're planning on doing something, if they've, they may even tell you that they're not going to do anything. So those are all important things to ask, because that's what we need to do. So let's just say that we go in here. So we call this person, and she says, well, I'm not really ready to do it now, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm thinking about spring. Maybe spring will work. You can at that point you can let them know, like, if they have a specific sale price on here, you're going to want to take a look, because we do have like our private sale going on, and so a lot of these are. So we'll go ahead and scroll down. because we want to let the customer know, like, because some people don't know that their sale price is running out. Like this one has a multiple product sale, which we ran in December, and so you'd want to actually talk to the person and let them know that, the multiple product sale isn't going to be good much longer for them, because we only guarantee prices for 30 days. So, they're going to want to know, hey, look, your discount's going to fall off here. If you're thinking spring, you might want to point them towards our Gold Take sale. Tell them, that our Gold Take sale runs in April or May. I believe it's usually May. And you can just tell them and ask them if they want you to call them in May. That way they'll still get a pretty good discount, because otherwise this thing's going to fall off. So that's the other reason why we need to do 30 days, so that we can remove these. So if the person says, okay, I'm not thinking till spring, yeah, I understand my problem. So one thing we're going to want to do is mark this one to get rid of it. So you're going to want to tell your controller that this line needs to be deleted, that the customer is not interested in this discount any longer. So I'm not going to do it, because obviously I'm not talking to this person right now, and I don't really know this. I'm just, making believe here. So anyway, so we would want to delete this line. If they say, well, we'll call back and we want to call back in the spring. Okay, so they would want to call back in the spring, then we'll go ahead and we will right click on this and go to notes. And we're going to want a quote internal. So this will allow us to make a note here. So normally we would have had 2 follow-ups up to this point, but we're just gonna, so we'll just put in follow-up. Oh, my bad, we've got caps lock on. Follow-up 30 days. Customer would like phone call during Gold Tag sale. So, then you'd want to stamp it. Put your stamp on it. Lets you know when they're looking at it. That kind of stuff. Usually on 30 days, you want to tell them, hey, look, your sale price is going up. Whatever sale price you were having is going to be gone, and let them know when the next big sale is, if they're looking at a big sale. If it's a normal sale and they're like, yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and, so that's how we would do that, and then you hit OK, and that would save it. So we're actually going to delete this. So that it doesn't save, and we're going to hit OK, and so now that note's gone. Alright, so that's how we would do like a third follow-up, trying to find out when they might be interested. So let's go to an original follow-up. So we've got, when was this one put in? Oh, we don't even have a quote there. And remember, follow-ups are on things that have been quoted. So we would want to have talked to the person about what their quote is. Usually those are presented, usually they have money on them when they've been presented. So like here, this one, Jim and Kay Kinsey, this one's actually closed, but we're going to do it anyway. So this one was quoted about a week ago. So we would go into it, that way we have it for reference, call them on the phone, ask them if they're ready. So this one, like I said, closed, but we're going to act like it didn't. And so we call them up, tell them, hey, look, this is, we talked to you about a week ago that you were presented your quote. We were just wondering if you had made a decision on what you were going to do with your floor yet. If they say, yeah, we're still not ready, but we're just trying to figure out what we're going to do. Okay, that's wonderful. Well, just to let you know that we do have that this is on our private sale. Our private sale does end through the end of the or does run through the end of the month. So you've got your $100 pre-measure discount and your private sale discount of 10% here. Just want to let you know that you would need to make a decision by the end of the month. Would you like me to call you before the end of the month to so that you can try to capture those savings? Most people are going to say yes. Whether they actually make their decision by then or not, most people are going to say yes. So, so what I would do then is I would go ahead and go in here to notes, quote internal. Here at the top, we're going to go ahead and hit follow up 1, because this is our first follow up, and it's going to stay, and we're going to say customer is still thinking about it, would like till end of month, will call back before 1/31/18. Okay, so that's what we would do, and then we would, of course, date stamp it. That lets us know who did it. If you're working with a generic login, please go ahead and just write your name in here. So, like, say it was Kathy, you just write Kathy in there. But that date stamps it, puts your thing in there. So there you go. So that's follow-up 1. So that would be a follow-up 1. Follow-up 2, obviously, you'd call them back before the end of the month. If they still haven't made a decision, put in follow-up 2. Once these things, so let's say on follow-up 2 you were to have closed this, so, which we did today, so that note would stay in there for follow-up 1. I'm just going to cancel so it's gone. And then you would just export this to orders. Once it's exported, we're not worried about follow-ups anymore. We don't have to, continue to follow up. Now, the thing that we're going to do is, and this will be in your new sales process, is that follow-ups are required 3 times. We want to follow up once 7 days after the quote is presented. So if you call the customer, sometimes we do this a couple different ways. A lot of times we present the quote right in home. I know that myself and Paul particularly quote right away in the home. Sometimes I know Pete that likes to bring them back, work them out, give them to Hope or Lorelei, and you guys actually call the customer to present. If you do that, or if Pete or whoever puts that in, whoever presents the quote, so the controller then should put in that the quote has been presented. So you want to put in quote presented. So like on this one, we know that we have like our measure day or whatever. So if like I do the measure and I give them the quote right on the spot, then the controller will put in the notes. Quote presented on, let's see here, the measured date was 1/12, so 1/12/18. So we're going to want to make sure that we do a follow-up before 1/19/18, January 19th. So that would be the goal. And then we would want to do, so then we want to try to schedule a second follow-up within another 7 days. And obviously, if you schedule the follow-up, it can be 7 days, 10 days, never more than 2 weeks is what I always say. If the person says, if they're kind of giving you the fence thing, just say, well, I'll give you a call sometime in the next couple of weeks, and you can make your decision. You can let me know if you've made your decision yet. That opens the window to give them a call, usually 8-9 days later. Most people can't tell time, believe it or not. They're not going to know that you call them once a week for as long as you're not pestering them or whatever. And then we want that third follow-up at about 30 days from the time that the quote was presented. That gives us kind of one last shot. Usually most sales will close within 30 days. Every now and again you're going to get that, that person who says, I'm thinking spring, I'm thinking summer, oh, I'm going to do it right, it's in the fall. Well, I kind of want to do it once once Thanksgiving's done or whatever. They want to get it done before Christmas. Okay, well, number one, you want to let them know the lead time. If they say I'm looking to get it done before Christmas, but after, Thanksgiving, you're going to want to let them know, hey, look, we're going to want to get this done, beginning of November, so that you have time to schedule, because we need 3 to 5 weeks usually, right? So, you need to be proactive and let them know what they need to do. It's called being assertive, and that's something that we need to be. That's something we need to do. Let's see here. So, if you guys have any questions about how to do this, please feel free to ask myself or your manager. Through email or whatever. Like I said, there will be a short quiz on this one. I don't think it's the longest video in the world. I think I'm probably at about 12 minutes or so. So, anyway, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to call me or email me would be probably best. And then the last thing is that I want to make sure that we will be tracking this. Just so you know, your managers will be checking this, and we want to make sure that we're following up diligently with everybody. And we would like you to go back about 30 days from now. We still want to follow up with these people. If you know that you have followed up with people, you can put in follow-up contact about this date. But we still want those phone calls put in there. So consistency, same day of the week, so that you don't forget to do it. And make sure that you're looking up your quotes. And if you have any other questions, let me know. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and see you next time.